Welcome everyone. Today we have the latest special event race from the weekly challenges, the Ferrari Circuit Challenge, 8 laps at Fuji International Speedway. This is a 700 pp race and I chose to drive the Ferrari LaFerrari. This video will showcase the highlights and mishaps from the race. But first let's check out the setup I used to meet the 700 pp requirements. I decided to go with racing medium tires so I could get a little more power in the car. You can obviously set the car up different ways to meet the requirements, and this is just what I chose to go with. Now let's jump into the race and see what it took for me to get the win. We're obviously starting in last in a 16-car field, and I learned quickly that I didn't have the power of some of the other Ferraris in the race. I was able to gain a couple positions in the first lap, but was still playing catch-up with the rest of the field and had to figure out where I would be able to gain ground on the other racers, what turns I can take faster and help put some distance against them. Second lap, now in P13 and again going through this section, and after a couple bumps with the AI competition, I managed to gain another 2 positions. At the end of the second, I was able to get into P9, but that didn't last long, and I quickly realized exactly how much power I was down compared to certain cars. I finally was able to pass the Berlinetta after a few bumps and scrapes, and learned this turn is one section I can make passes on the faster cars. Now in the fourth, up to P6 and taking P5, but then I found myself behind another Berlinetta, so I would have to wait for my chance to pass him. Just like the previous Berlinetta, I was able to pass him on the final turn heading into the straight, and after a couple bumps, I thought that might have slowed him down enough for me to hold the position. But it actually wasn't enough. I looked at my radar and saw him coming up fast right behind me, and as soon as I passed the line, he came flying past me to take back the positions. Then I thought I could make the pass on turn 1, and I got by them by outbraking them, but by moving over a bit to make the turn better, caused me to get clipped and spin out. At this point, I was about to restart the race, but I decided to keep going and see if I could make something happen. I was able to get back into P5 just a little further down the track. Then I was able to catch back up to take P4 and get back behind the Berlinetta, but went a little wide that cost me some time. Then again on the final turn into the straight, I passed him, and then he passed me back with ease. I was able to get him on this turn by taking the outside and trading some paint, and was able to put enough distance between us that he never caught back up to pass me. Back on the straight, I was concerned that the spin out really did cost me the race as I watched the Tributo gap me with ease. I got him on this turn, taking the inside with a little bump. Now I'm chasing P1 in another LaFerrari and managed the inside overtake, but that didn't last long. As I started the final lap, here comes the other LaFerrari, flying past me with some crazy speed, so I knew I had to try to stay as close as I can to try to pass him on one of those turns. But he easily put distance between us, so whatever I did, I had to make it work. And it ended up being easier than I expected, as I was able to get the pass on this bend without any bumps. And I was able to keep some distance between us for the rest of the lap, which I was also not expecting, but wasn't sure if it was enough for him not to pass me before the finish line. Luckily it was. I was able to pull off the win, but he wasn't too far behind, and thankfully that spin out wasn't any worse than it was, and cost me the race. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe to the channel. A simple click for you is a big deal to the channel. Thank you and see you next time.